I put out a poll on YouTube. You guys voted. Space Haven, we choose you. My name is Charlie, and this one has been put off for far too long. I've been following this for years, but it was never the right time. You know, it just didn't happen. But guess what? 1.0 released like almost 3 months ago now at this point. I'm a little bit late to the party, but I think it's going to be a great adventure anyway. Now, you guys are going to think I'm a little bit crazy for this, okay, if you're familiar with the game. But this is my first playthrough for this. I know the basic mechanics of it. I've gone through the full tutorial and everything. You have two different modes. It's station and normal. We're going to go with normal mode because station is a whole different game. I mean, it's basically 2 games in one, this one is. So we're gonna save station for another time if you want. But normal. Embark on a space voyage with your faction crew, build a fleet of spaceships, and encounter other spacefaring groups as you explore the galaxy, seeking out the goal of your faction, which is, I think, just finding Eden was pretty much what we want to do. We want to find the new best planet for humanity, right? We have 3 different scenarios we can choose from here. Basic platform is the one that everything recommends for me to do right now because it's my first playthrough. Then we have abandoned mining station, which is not recommended as the first playthrough. Like, I care about your recommendations. And then we have a small hope, which is another one that does not have tutorial messages. And we should really do this if you're really familiar with things. I'm going to go with abandoned mining station. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm going to do. And we're going to call this save, I guess, Fedora is what I'm going to call my game save. Yeah, there it is. We have that. Okay, so here's how we play this out, okay? The mining station start is we're going to have sort of a ragtag group of people who are abandoned on a mining station, and they need to repurpose the stuff. Well, we can't actually repurpose the stuff, actually. So we need to build a ship and then get out of there, all right? And then we start the game, where basic platform would normally start. Pretty much how that works. Okay, now, again, you guys are going to think I'm a little bit crazy, okay? I'm looking for a challenge for my first playthrough here. Some of you with experience in this game are likely going to be like, no, don't do this. Don't do this. But I'm seeking an experience that challenges me to make tough decisions, presents danger and failure as a constant threat. Okay, that's what I want. So I'm going to go for harsh as my first playthrough here. I think I've played enough games similar to this that we can make that happen, all right? This has got like a RimWorld, Stardust, Last Starship, FTL, a lot of that stuff kind of rolled up into its own unique thing. And I think the game is in a really cool spot right now. Now, when we go for harsh, we have a lot of differences between harsh and medium. This is a big jump in difficulty, actually. So I can show you from here, actually. If we look at medium, we start with 470 specific resources here. This is down to 350 from there. That's a huge dip in starting resources. But wait, there's more. If I was in medium, I'd have 4 pistols, and then I'd also get a shotgun. I get some extra stuff here, too, including a grenade launcher. Well, harsh doesn't get any of that. You just get the 4 pistols and the combat stimulants. We have starting sector with the various different things. You have a whole bunch of settings you can tweak here. If you're playing this game yourself, you can really customize this to any difficulty that you want to play with. But the bigger thing here, I don't know if this is actually labeled here. It might be. But one of the things that changes is that when you break things down, right here, dismantling returns all resources. That's a thing you get in medium. But in harsh, you do not get all resources. Instead, what it does is it breaks it down into its raw materials, and you need to reprocess those raw materials to get the stuff back. So there's a lot of that, right? Faculty wear and tear is at full here. If you were playing on medium, then you get the wear and tear being build tools only, right? So there's a lot of stuff that goes on in harsh. It's definitely a better experience, or a bigger experience for me anyway. Map seed. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why not? You can replicate that pretty easy on your own time, I think. Now, we need 6 people. All right, and I was going to say that, hey, no rerolls. We're just going to take what we got. And I'm not going to do that, but I do want to look at what we got because maybe I can get away with that, right? So 1 carry capacity seems like it's going to be pretty limiting. Probably having everybody have at least a 2 carry capacity is probably going to be where I want to be on that. And pretty much everybody does have 2 carrying capacity. So why don't we reroll this person? So what I've done is ahead of time, I've gone in and asked my patrons and my YouTube members to provide me with some character names so that I can get you guys into the game. I like to play with my community in the game too. So I've gone ahead and done that, and now I'm going to randomly roll 6 names from that list and pop them in the game. Ready? All right, randomly rolling through the Space Haven names that were left to me. These are the 6 people that are going to be starting out our quest here, our journey. So we've got Peter Ratanlia, and these are all from people from our Discord, right? Peter is a comedian, and I basically just rolled it until I got an occupation that I thought fit pet a little bit. So he's going to go comedian here. He's not going to be capable of mining or botany, and he's not going to be on the guns, but he's going to be helpful in a lot of other ways, including research, medical. Surprisingly, he's a smart guy. He's also got 63% accuracy due to his perception and weapons skills, although he's almost capped out on his weapon skills. So he won't be getting much better than he already is. But it's still something there. He's going to be wearing the slightly pink shirt. Welcome, Peter Ratanlia. We have Jess Solaris. She rolled a teacher, and she's also hardworking. Both of these guys are hardworking. I like this because they become immune to the condition for wearing a spacesuit, because if you leave these guys in a spacesuit for a long time, they get really irritated about it. And so hardworking kind of helps mitigate that a little bit. So I like that, the fact that you guys kind of rolled these. Very high intelligence here too, going to be helping us with research quite a bit. Not great on the weapon skill, but you're capable of everything, and I like that. As a versatile person, 57% accuracy with 2 carrying capacity. Welcome, Jess Solaris. You were a teacher in a past life before the apocalypse. Then we've got William Salisbury. Now, this guy, I'd like to think of William as sort of like the leader. He's like the captain of the ship. And I only like to say that because he's going to have the highest perception, highest weapon skill. He was a police officer, so that works out pretty well. But I also got kind of a little backstory here going in that his partner during the apocalypse, his partner was Chris Lane. So both Chris Lane and William, they're both going to be police officers. One of them is antisocial, doesn't really like talking a whole lot. So he does a man of few words, right? And then you got the hero, all right? So Chris was always the hero in situations, and, you know, William was always rolling his eyes and all these things. Go along with that, I guess. Chris is not capable of research. Neither is William, and William also will not be doing any mining either. But a sensational capability with weapons. He's going to be a weapons specialist. I'm sorry, that means you're going to be in danger most often, but it's okay. You two are both very capable, and I'm looking forward to seeing, take some derelicts down, okay? Hopefully. So we've got that going for us. Then we've got Nolan Kane. He's an engineer, peace-loving engineer. Doesn't really like violence. He will shoot, but he doesn't really care for these types of things. He's also going to be more talkative than most people. I don't know if you two are going to get along too well, but I like a little bit of conflict. That's okay. That's okay. The drama's good. Not capable of managing the shields and stuff, which is a little bit later in the game. I do want to get to shields pretty much as fast as possible, but, you know, we have other things that are going to be a priority here too. Very high perception here too. When you do handle a weapon, you're not bad on aim. 2 carrying capacity as well. Then we've got Starfarer Jazz. Now, Starfarer Jazz is the only person that I spent a considerable amount of time hitting this button for, okay? Most people, I sort of just kind of went with the occupation that I wanted for them for the sake of the story that I'm trying to cultivate here. But for Jazz, I re-rolled a lot because I wanted to get it to be Starfarer Jazz. Specifically, I wanted the Starfarer trait because it works for Starfarer Jazz. So Starfarer Jazz has kind of a backstory that predates this game and goes into the XCOM series and then goes into a previous series from there and a previous game from there, etc. So this is just another iteration of Jazz. This is the Starfarer Jazz. She was a psychologist in a past life. That checks out. I think that works pretty well here. Not great on the weapon skill. Not the greatest accuracy. That's going to check out too. But great for research, medical, botany skills. We have like filling in the gaps of things that other people can't do here. So we have a pretty well-rounded set of skills through here. And then everybody's kind of customized with their colors and everything the way that I want them anyway. Red shirts means you're going to be leaving the ship whenever we go ahead and do things. So the 2 police officers, of course. Peter is going to be on our away team as well, probably. And then we probably will have like a mixture of you two going out on things. I'm not going to send the teacher most likely. Probably not going to send the peace-loving person very often, but you are pretty accurate. So we'll see how things go. Yeah, but there you go. There's our starting squad here. So as we click into the game, it's going to generate everything according to the seed, I guess, that I put in. And we're left with this. So let's pause this really quick. It says, welcome to Space Haven, Spacefarer, and welcome to Space Haven. Follow the upcoming blue objective icons, blah, blah, blah. So there's going to be some objective stuff that's going to pop up, random quests and things that are happening in real time, and we can open them whenever we're interested in them. If you find yourself struggling with resources at first, don't be afraid to start a new game and modify your starting conditions via the customization menu. It's basically just saying, hey, this game is hard, and if things aren't working your way, make it easier for you. I might. We'll see. So this is where we start. This is sort of an abandoned mining base, right? We're on our own, and we need to get out of here, basically. We have a lot of stuff on our starting tile. Oh my gosh. Look at this stuff. We have a lot of stuff. Okay, so while we're here, we have we can take advantage of all the facilities that are here while we're here. So let's take a look at what those facilities are, because this game is pretty deep, and it can be a little confusing, especially at the start. So we have 2 shuttles. This is Antarctica. Yep, Antarctica. And the other one is... Oh, that's Antarctica. Which... Are they both Antarctica? Okay, so they both have the same name. That's interesting. Okay, so we have 2 shuttles named the same thing. And then we have Pawn is a builder. This is a builder pod. They can use this to go out into space and build things. And then we also have 3 additional pods over here. So these are 2 other builder pods, Shodan and Biscuit. And then we have a miner pod as well. This is Dirty Devil. And so we use these pods, and, you know, they're piloted, right? And they go out and they do various different things. So for the mining pod, we'll be, you know, getting stuff on the asteroids and stuff. And then the 3 building pods are going to be focused on, of course, building. And that means we're going to be building our ship. Our ship is initially named the HSS Aggie, but we can change that if I want to. So I could say, for example, it's the HSS Fedora, which is pretty common for what we do before. We'll just name it all capital letters, fine. So very much like Stardust, we can name it the Fedora here. That's fine. Okay, so what is the HSS Fedora going to look like? The first thing I want to do is go into edit, and I'm going to sketch. This is the amount of space we have to design a ship. And I think this ship is going to kind of take a lot of different shapes as we go. There is some merit in trying to plan out where every single thing is going to be. However, I have about 2 hours of experience in this game, so I don't know what everything is yet to place it all. I could see a variety of different objects. I've looked through those. I've also looked through this tree here and sort of went through and said, okay, what's this? What's this? What's this? So I've seen these things. Right? So I kind of have a feeling it's not that much different than a lot of other games we've already played. You have better weapons, you have better manufacturing, you have better manufacturing efficiency. We're going to eventually get to more efficient drives. We're going to get more efficient industry, more efficient power generation. We're going to need medical beds, all sorts of things, right? We can even make our own robots and have that going on for us too. Okay. So I kind of have an idea of what's in the game. I just don't know the exact things. So going on that note, I can't really do a whole lot of pre-planning. So this is the middle of my grid, is what I think it is, although I feel like that's not centered. This is 27 and that is 28. Okay, yeah, it's centered. It's exactly centered. So we're going to take from the center. I think probably the safest bet here is to go, do we like 14? Is it like 14 this way? Or maybe we, can I mirror this? I think I can mirror it here, hang on. So we go like this. We mirrored around this one. So let's say we go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we go like that. That's gonna be, looks like 11. So that's 14 by 14 here. So I kind of like that. We can do like a 14 wide center core down the center here. So maybe something like this. Now we want to see about how many hull blocks this is going to take. 31. This is 31 hull blocks, which we don't have a lot of. It looks like it's actually telling me I don't have this much. But we're going to be making more as we go. So we'll be able to build more than this. But this is, I think, where I'm going to start. And then from here, I want to bring this out. I want to say like 1, 2, 3, trying to like the size of that thing. How big is that thing? Imperium drive is about 3, and then 70%. So I want about 7, I think. So we're going to go into our sketch, and we're going to say from back here in the back, we're going to say up 1. Let's go 8. And then we're going to come over, I think, another couple. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I want enough space for it. So how about we go something like this? Something like this ought to work. All right, so this could be like the initial shape of our ship. And there's loads of space, loads of things we can do in the back here. That's a lot of hull blocks, but I think we'll be able to afford it. I think. Why don't we activate a certain section of the sketch? So let's activate, let's say this much. And if we can get that top part, then we'll go ahead and activate that. But otherwise, we'll just activate this part. So by activating the sketch, this tells them to go build it, is what I'm saying right now. I'm like, okay, I want you to build that. And so they're going to get started on building that. Let's go ahead and unpause. First thing they're going to do is take their suits off, I think. At least I thought they would. There are lots of different things in this game, and we'll answer most of your questions as we go. And I'm going to answer most of my questions as we go. We're going to go to our red shirts. I'm going to go to inventory. You can see each one of our guys has a specific inventory. And if I go into this area, I can actually choose a loadout for these guys. And so what I think I'm going to do, until we get a better weapon for you, maybe I'm going to put it on your secondary, I guess. We're going to give you a pistol. So you should go and equip that in due time. Peter, we're going to give you a pistol as well. And William is going to get a pistol. So that gives 3 people a pistol. Now, who is the 4th? Let's go through, I think probably anyone who has the best accuracy, which is my peace-loving Nolan, I think. I might give it to Jazz. Because she's a Starfarer, she's immune to the effects, right, of being in a spacesuit for a long time. So it makes sense to put her in this. It's just that her aim isn't the best, but I think she's going to be part of the away party too, because she has that Starfarer trait. So pistol for you as well. All right, we gave Jazz a weapon. God help us all. Next, I think maybe we go and get a little bit of materials. And I don't know if we can actually use the carbon, but you know what? Let's go ahead and pull carbon in. We're going to pull it into the Halley. Just hit this button here and pull that in. We can also choose to send it to the Fedora, but there's no facilities there, so we're just going to send it here first. And then I think, since we are probably processing water, we could also have that be pulled into. One thing we definitely want to be doing here, though, is making more hull blocks. So I think you're the recycler, yeah? Yeah, so hull scrap. Let's just do this. Let's say if there are less than 5 on board, you do this. And then I also want more info blocks too. Now, I realize that they likely don't have a whole lot of scrap to work with yet because we haven't broken anything down. However, there is a derelict ship down here called Drunk on Turkey. Okay. So we're going to want to get down to the PCS Drunk on Turkey, and we're going to want to check out that place. We probably have to fight some baddies. Now, hopefully, my understanding is there's a lot of different things you can fight, including robotic enemies. But I would hope that since this is our starting tile, it would spawn some fairly easy, like little crawlers. So we'll work at that too. Okay, so as soon as these guys are back, when they're red icon like this, it means they're off of our main ship. So they're not available for me to bring in. So as they come in from the pods, then they'll be activated again. But I would like to get these guys drafted, get them into Antarctica, which I'm going to have to change to... let's change Antarctica to, I don't know, Africa or something. Just I want to have some distinction between them. There. All right, so we're going to say that Peter, who does not have the pistol yet. Nope, he hasn't actually equipped it yet. There he goes. Now he just did. Did everybody else equip it yet? I need them to equip their stuff. Now, one other thing we can do, right, is we can control. We have a lot of control over our crew here, and I haven't done much of this yet. So one of the things I want to do is I want to govern what their jobs are and also what their schedule could be too. So in this schedule here, the game gives them 5 hours of sleep. I'm not sure that's enough. So I think I might go 6 hours just to see if that leads to like help their happiness at all. Or I could give them an extra bit of free time. Why don't we give them 1 extra hour of free time instead? That might work better. And then we want a second schedule. And for this schedule, I'm thinking instead what we do is we give you a work time that is like the opposite of this one. So we basically do like a night shift kind of thing. So if I give you 5 hours of sleep, and then I give you, let's say, 2 hours of free time on the back side of this, 1 hour of free time on the front side of it, this should help you with your needs. You should be able to get your needs squared away. Although, maybe having you work right up to your sleep time is better. And then technically I could do something like this. So you end up getting 3 hours of free time back to back. Gives you time to travel and stuff, but then you don't have any free time until after you sleep. I don't know what the best call is. You guys can leave your comments down below and tell me how you do the schedules, because I'm not really sure what the best call is on this. But we'll do it like this, I guess. So we'll have 1 hour here and then 2 hours on the backside. Then we have the secondary thing. This is study. If they have no tasks to do, they're not just going to stand around bored. Instead, they'll study and try to get better at their jobs. So we want to give them some study time too. So we'll do something like this, I guess. This one's set up kind of in a similar way. So we'll just kind of do that. And they're only going to do the study job if they have nothing else to do. Okay. So the next thing then is to come down to these guys and decide who's going to be in what task or who's going to be in which shift. And right now, I don't think it matters much. So what we'll do is we'll get all of you guys. We'll do something like this. Right now, it doesn't matter much. I do think though, that we should probably place all of our away team on the same shift, right? Our main away team should be on the same shift. So why don't we take Jess and Nolan, put them on 2, and then the other 4 can be on 1. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, that way our entire away team is awake at the same time. I like it. All right. And then the next thing to do is to take a look at work priorities and make sure that people aren't going to be doing things that they're bad at. So I can go through things and say, well, you're pretty decent at medical. You should do this first. It's similar to RimWorld as the priorities work from left to right. So if they have the same level of priority, like these 3 tasks do, then they'll do medical. If there's no medical to do, then they'll do botany. If there's no botany to do, then they'll do research. And then if there's no research to do, then they'll cycle through the next available priorities. So that in this case, they would do industry next. All right. If there's combat happening, like say there's an asteroid nearby or a rogue robot or something like that, then they would start prioritizing these tasks in that time to help defend. So that's kind of how these things work. I'm not sure who is... Like, they seem like they're in a decent spot anyway. I'm looking at these. I'm thinking they're in a decent spot. I think probably the only thing I wouldn't want to do is I would say construction. We should prioritize this a little bit higher because you're good at it. So something like that. And then we could probably say we don't want you guys to do construction unless you have to. Something like that. We could make these things like the higher priorities, I suppose, so that they do construction and maintenance together. I kind of like that. Yeah. So we could have you guys do something like that. Maybe we pop this up just a little bit. And then, yeah, this one's down. I don't want you doing it. These guys are bad at these 2 tasks, so we could just make sure that they don't do them ever. Although I think maintenance is something we probably should leave on everybody just in case. But we'll look at that as we go. I really don't know how the learning thing works. Haven't looked at that yet, so I'll just do that later. And then this one here is when you have multiple ships and you can determine whether or not they sleep on a certain one, work on a certain one, whether or not they're allowed to go to derelicts, etc. And I'm okay with them going to derelicts. I think for now I'm going to leave this on for everybody. But the away team that we're drafting, those are the only ones that are fight. Everyone else can go to the derelicts, but the away team that we choose is the only ones that are able to fight. This is a game where it's kind of like hurry up and wait. There's a lot of that. So I'm going to cut you guys in to when these guys wake up and we are ready to attack this PCS drunk on turkey. And actually, it looks like I don't have to zoom you ahead too far because they're in their leisure time right now. So as soon as they go to work time, I don't want to disrupt their leisure time. So as soon as they go to work time, we're going to go ahead and draft them. Now let's pause this really quick. Make sure they all have their weapons on them. So you don't have your weapon yet. Are you going to get your weapon right now? Because you're going to build. Can you... Oh, you already have it. So who... When are you going to get your weapon? All right, Chris, come on. Grab your weapon, please. No? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, now he's got it. Okay, so you got your weapon. Yep, I think they all have their weapon now. Good. So since they all have their weapon now, William just left. So I kind of want him to come back. I can't draft him right now, though, because he's unavailable to draft now. So I'm going to have to draft them, I think, like one at a time here, maybe. Maybe we just send 3 for the first party. It's probably not that bad, especially if there are bugs. They're probably not that bad. So why don't we go ahead and draft you 3? And then what we'll do with you 3 is we're going to place you in Africa. All right, there we go. When William comes back, we can draft him too, but I don't think it's necessary. I do need to get things built. So we'll go ahead and plop you guys in here. So with you three in there, we click Africa, and we can choose which side to come in on. I'm going to choose on this side. I'm going to hope that there's bugs and not robots. So you three are the boarding party right now. We're a little bit weaker than usual, a little short-handed here. Only 3 people, but that's fine. We got a lot of stuff to do back home. And then as we lift up, we can see that this is now in there. So now from there, we want to exit the craft. And we're going to do this really slowly. All right. And what we want to do is take a look and see what kind of enemies we might have to deal with. Now, that's a crawler corpse. So that's a good sign that there's probably some crawlers here. And that's a good sign because I really don't want to deal with robots right now. Let's go ahead and check this out really quick. Some combat stimulants. Okay. Go ahead and pick that up if we can. There we go. We'll just pop that into your pocket. That's fine. We're already giving Jazz drugs. All right, so we want to see what's inside this door. Nothing so far. Let's open up this one. Okay, so that's definitely confirmation we have bugs. Now, the bugs are probably going to come after me. So what I want to do, the bugs are nice because they can't float in space. So if the bugs come after me, I can just hang out over here and shoot them. So here comes the bug. And we can just kind of hang out over here. Now, he is smart enough to run away if he knows he can't get us. So he is... I'm actually surprised he didn't go. But because I'm going to dangle Jazz out here basically as bait, I want them to come and think that they can get her. And then she'll run away and bring the bugs to us, is the idea. So as soon as we see any bugs, we just run away. Okay, it gets a little bit nerve-wracking though with these tight corners. I don't see anything yet. Come on. Where are you, bugs? Oh boy. I'm actually quite nervous now. There you are. Do you see me? You see me, right? I hear the danger music, but I don't see the bug chasing me yet. Might need to get... Oh, yep, it's coming. There we go. There we go. Come on, little bug. Come to me. Yep, you can get me. Oh no, I'm running away. Please help me. No, 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 don't shoot. I don't think they spit. All right, so good. Now we're just gonna go over here. We'll run away. Our dudes should be able to shoot them. There we go. And I think that just exploded them. That was a pretty good shot. I don't have confirmation of the death, but I saw the explosion, so I think they're dead. They're not in this door or anything, so we're good. All right, I don't think that's all of them, but this is kind of slow playing. So what I'm gonna do is let's have you guys have you head over here. I want to clear this whole area, make sure this area is safe, and then probably what we'll do then is have you guys hop back in the craft. And then we're going to have the ship go and dock over there instead. So it's a nice, easy way to bring them over there. And if Jazz sees anything, then she'll just run away. All right, let's open the door. Seems good. Oh, that's it. So we've fully, we've seen every room in the ship now. Cool. So what we can do, I'm actually going to continue drafted here really quick because I want to pick this up. I'm not sure if we'll get the data log if I don't. I guess that's like an inexperienced thing probably, but I want to make sure I could get that thing. So there's data logs here and we can see like different stories and stuff as they develop. And maybe even get some missions out of it or items out of it. I don't know. All right, so we have that though. And then now we can go ahead and undraft people. So I can take this, I can undraft everybody here. Yeah, the whole shuttle's undrafted now. So what we want to do is come over to transfer. And we have this human foot, this human meat. And this is red. It is considered contraband. So if we get near the military, they can scan our ship. And if they detect this, then it gives them a negative relationship with us. They can like board our ship and stuff to like, you know, question us and all that. So I kind of don't want to have this on us. That said, there is a machine that helps me process this stuff. So I can like use it for fertilizer, compost and stuff. But I don't have that machinery and I probably won't for a long time. So what I'm going to do is just deselect that. And then I think maybe the crawler corpse can stay behind too. I don't have a way of processing it right now, and I don't want anything bad to happen from that. I'm not sure if there's I've seen references to parasites and stuff in the like text of the game and stuff. So I think maybe I don't want the corpse to be on the ship, but everything else can come. So we'll have you bring this to the Halley. I would love it to go to the Fedora instead, but we're going to have you bring everything to this ship, and then we'll end up moving the stuff over from there. So we'll just go ahead and do that. And then the salvage, kind of the same thing. We're going to get all this scrap. Tech scrap is big for me. Infra scrap, big. Soft scrap, not so much, but I really need a lot of hull scrap and tech scrap and infra scrap. So we have a lot of that stuff. We're going to go ahead and expedite that too. Okay. So that's it. So now these guys are kind of just going to do the thing. And I don't have to tell them what to do. They're going to take a lot of the resources away from this, put them back in the shuttle. The builder pods will start breaking down the hull. And we can start scrapping everything in, and we're going to bring it over here to start using it. When we use it, we have the hull scrap and infra scrap here. Let's get the tech scrap as well. Let's make sure we do this. If there's like less than 6, that's fine. Energy scrap, fine. If there's less than, I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter, 5. But we have all the scrap that we can then process. I'm not really concerned too much about the soft stuff right now. And then we're going to need the steel. We only have 4. We're going to need the steel to help reinforce our hull when we build our ship. So I'm going to say 5 on that too. So there's a lot of stuff for that recycler to do. And then likewise, we can create infra blocks and hull blocks. These are the 2 main components that we're going to need to be spending. We can constantly make these things if we have the steel plates. So we're going to make steel plates, and then we're going to immediately use them to make these things, which I think for me, I probably would prefer. Actually, you're going to use it for both. Yeah, you know what? It's fine. You can make both. I just don't want I don't need soft blocks. So, okay, cool. So everything's working out there. Let's go ahead and zip us forward a little bit. Again, this is a game of like hurry up and wait. There's a lot of that. So I'll zoom you guys ahead to when we got everything scrapped in and we got the ship built up to the point where we can start looking at where our airlocks and stuff can be. I think I kind of want to have the back of the ship be sort of this like where we process all the materials and stuff. So I kind of want my airlock to be back here, not up here. So I mean, if I have the hull blocks to do it, and I'm not sure I do, but I'd like to maybe come out and have like a section that's maybe maybe this big in the back. I can't go too big though, because I have to make sure there's space for the engines. And that means 1, 2, 3 here, and then 1, 2, 3 here. So yeah, I have to have, I'm basically limited to this spot because I want to make sure there's enough room for 4 engines in this area. As we continue to, you know, expand the ship and gets a little bigger, that's fine. But I want to have like a design that maybe basically supports that here, if I could. And then potentially in the future, if we need it, I can continue to build this side down here, and then we can place the engines again. Because the engines will take up about this much space, so feasibly we could have another set of like a little wing area here and have, you know, 4 more engines on the ship that way. But for now, this is where we're going to be, and we'll only activate that stuff if we have the materials to do it. The trap that people can get into with games like this, and I'm assuming this game is like that too, is that you can start going a little bit too fast, right? And you can spend all your resources, and then you don't have enough resources for things you really need because you already spent them. And so I don't want to fall into that trap. This is a very common trap with games like this, and I don't want to fall into that trap. We're going to want to start moving Energium over to the new ship as fast as possible, because every day that goes by, we're using that as our resource. This is our power. Therefore, this is our lifeline. We run out of this, we lose the game pretty much right now. So I don't want to use enough of that. And so I am going to leave this until the last thing for us to mine, just in case we start getting really low. I can at least ensure that I still have that 4 and I'm not going to use it. Okay, we have a ship incoming on the next turn. We can see it's the Military Alliance. So if they show up and they scan us, okay, this is the part where it's like if I had that foot, they might get mad at me. So they're coming in 4 hours. Assuming they're not mad at me, I mean, we could probably trade them. And I can send a lot of the stuff that I can't necessarily use right now and trade them for things that I really can use right now. And we'll have to see what the prices are on some of those things, because there's an active economy in the system, in the game too. And certain things are cheaper or more expensive depending on certain situations. So this ship comes in. It says we have 0 tolerance approach to justice. Great. Thank you, Captain Keegan Keffin. Great. Good for you. Let's go ahead and see what they have for trade. So this is, we can either trade with our ship or the station. We're going to select our station, of course, right now. And it looks like they have like nuts and seeds on discount. Root vegetables are discounted. Everything else is a base price. I'm going to need more infra blocks. Probably going to need more tech blocks as well. If I can get like a couple of these infra blocks right now, that would be helpful. I don't see any hull blocks from them, unfortunately. But it just means that we can spend less of our scrap stuff on making infra blocks, and we can spend more of them on the other stuff. So maybe I can get like, say, 5 of these, and maybe like 2 of these would be great. So come on, go for 1430. Credits worth of stuff over here on this side might be a little harder. But I think if we can maybe give them a little bit of our energy blocks, because they're pretty good prices here. I don't think I can really use energy cells all that much right now, so I can give you like one of those. Let's give you the combat stimulant. I'm probably not going to use it. I can give you probably all of my noble metals that I've already mined. Let's give you some of our soft scrap at the moment. Although I do want to build some chairs and stuff, so I might need more soft blocks. Painkillers and bandages could be helpful, and they're not worth very much, so I think we'll keep those. Infra scrap makes us more infra blocks. Space food, probably good to keep. I think food will be at a premium here in a bit. We don't want to sell any of these things. We absolutely need them. But it looks like I've managed to give enough value here to where they're actually giving me credits right now. And instead of the credits, I'd really rather have the blocks. So I think we're going to take one more tech block here in exchange for, I think, one more energy cell. Let's give them an energy block instead. Yeah. Like, you know what? Let's give them 2 more energy blocks, and then we'll get 1 more tech block from them, and then 2 more energy blocks. Let's give them all the carbon. There we go. So this is going to be very helpful in building our ship and getting started. So I like that trade a lot. And then and they'll, of course, send their stuff in a shuttle. We'll send our stuff in a shuttle, and we'll make the trade at the same time, and that's going to work out. Okay, cool. So military's not mad at us. There's the trade. All the shuttles getting unloaded, and then we'll be able to build the stuff. So this is what our ship looks like at the moment. Going to our sketch, I think this is a pretty good amount of space to work with. We just have to kind of get a feel for where everything's going to be inside this. Let's go ahead and try to get a different view of the walls here. I like that. So why don't we go ahead and just use any remaining hull blocks that we might have. We'll just use them on this top section instead. And it'll give me more space up here for the living quarters and things like that. So we'll go ahead and just commit to that. And then while we're committing to that, I suppose we'll commit to our airlock being down here. So I'm thinking centrally locating it is probably for the best. One of the things that I know you need in order to actually mine other things and to mine other resources, you need this. The game requires you to have an ore processor in order to mine any resources anywhere, anyway. So I can't even do any mining unless I have this. So for that reason, I think I want this to be on the ship at the very beginning. And I know that there's a lot of heat buildup and stuff from these things, so we're going to have to watch our temperatures and stuff too. But I'm thinking if we can get it to be like near the back here, I'm thinking like right on the edge here. Let's say here, we could put a recycler right next to it. Again, watch my temperatures. I think maybe these two things together would probably be a bit much. But the recycler and this kind of, they're kind of opposing forces. You don't need to recycle things that you're processing. You don't need to process things you're recycling. So I think we'll put them on each side like that instead. Okay. And then I think maybe we'll go ahead and make tools back here too. Now, eventually we're going to have power facilities up. And when we do that, we're going to need, I'm thinking about getting this large one because it's like a lot bigger. But I'm seeing the resource cost on it, right? It's just like double, or is it right here? Double the system points, but it's the same amount of material cost, right? So I think I want to be more efficient here and get one of these instead. And I think I want to bias it to one side, only because it allows me, I'm hoping anyway, to get 2 engines on one side. I am going to need another smaller one eventually anyway, probably to go over here to cover the extra engine. But we're going to need probably 2 hyperdrives. So I'm thinking maybe we put this here. I'm hoping that that covers it, but I don't know that it does. Is it going to make me have system stuff before I can place these? Yeah, so this can go here. And then this one would go right next to it here. Ooh, I don't know if I have enough room for that. It may not let me place that there because of the wall. I may need to go a little bit further out with this. I won't know until I have system points. So we need system points. You get system points or core points by getting either the X1, X2, or X3. They have, you know, different costs and stuff involved with them. I think for the balance of it all, I'm probably going to go with a 2. I think the 2 will probably hold me over for a while. I think because what I would like to do when I leave here is I would very much like to have both of the shuttles with me, because you can take these with you. And then I'd also, I think, would want at least 2 of these pods. We'll have 1 miner and 1 builder. Possibly 2 builders, but at least 2 of them. Like at least 1 of each. Maybe like here. And then here I might be able to go like this with it. 2 shuttle bays, but then where's the pods going to go, right? So this is very, very restrictive in space here, but that's what we have to deal with. We have to deal with a really small amount of space at the beginning, and then we can expand it as we go. All right, we have another ship incoming on next turn, so hopefully they're friendly. Let's see. It's a Merchant Federation ship. Okay. Might be able to buy some things, but we were able to expand it back a little bit more, so I'm pleasantly pleased by that. I think we're going to go ahead and commit now to having our airlock back here. It gives me a little bit of extra space. I desperately wanted that, so I think we go about like here with it instead. Oh, you're going to say I can't build it because of this thing sitting here, aren't you? You know what? It's fine. It's fine. If we bias it a little bit further this way, it just means that, like, see that right there? I can put that right next to it, right? So if we just line it up with that, I think I'd be okay with that. 1 more tile over would be better, though. Let's leave a little bit of space between it. Yeah. All right. We're going to place it there. And then I want to move this design to be all the way in the back like this. Yep. And we can always put thermal regulator right here. So, and we're going to want quite a few of those, too, because there's a lot of work to do here with that. So that is in the life support section. And we can just stick one of them like right here. And maybe even right here, just to help regulate the temperature in this area, because we're going to be generating some heat. Let's move recycling to be, we could even have that be like along the wall on this side here, and then maybe tools production could even be right along the back like this. Yeah, so we leave this open. I want this open because I want to have like the shuttle bays and stuff through here, right? We got to have that. So if we're going to do that, then let's assume that this is closed off, and then we'll do shuttle stuff, and then we'll close that off too. So we're going to say that there's a wall probably right about after here. We can have storage maybe right here, like a catch-all sort of thing. So we can go maybe like right here with this. You can have a double door, although double doors are pretty expensive. Maybe we can go with like 2 single doors so they can get through on this corridor over here too. That's the same amount of expense though. If you're gonna make 2 doors, then yeah. We'll just do 1 door for now. You can always open it up later, but we'll just do 1 door right there. I'm thinking maybe if I can get just like 1 or 2 more here. You guys actually will pay a premium for root vegetables. Loving that. I'll give you a few root vegetables, and then I will trade my vegetables for oh, you're only gonna take 2. Not allowed to trade anymore, I guess. Soft blocks, you can have some of those, so that I can have more info blocks. And I think probably another tech block too, man. I'd love to have another one of those. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need another one of those. 82 difference here. You can have 1 more soft block. Sounds good. I like that. Airlock finished. Your new spaceship is starting to take shape. You're well on your way to building a new spaceship for your crew. Have crew prioritize building the new ship. Be sure to set some of your crew to prioritize working on the new ship. Yes. So I'll do that later. So now that we get that, what we want to do is prioritize now the temperature controls, but I also need power. So part of this area also, we need to consider power for this. So I want to have in here first, let's do some storage so we can move things in here and have that work out really well. I think maybe we'll place some storage right in front of it would be okay, I guess. I don't have to walk around it to get to the door, but it leaves me more room for more stuff here. We have a recycler. I'm thinking there's another thing too. You can convert energy. You want to make your own energy and stuff. So that's probably going to be in with my power system, which will probably be in here. So, and then we have our 2 shuttle bays, pods. So I'm going to just stick it here for now. We'll probably move it later. I mean, we almost certainly will move it later, but I just want it out of the way. And I can't place this until I have that. It won't allow me to place this until I have enough system points. So I kind of have to have this first. So with the system points now in, we want to have our power generation in. Now, I don't know how big the other generator that replaces this is. So I kind of want to leave a little bit of room just in case. So I'm going to place that there. And then from there, let's leave a little bit more of a gap. Let's leave a little bit more of a gap. Let's have the power room be, I think probably here is good for the power room. There, and then we go something like this. I think we'll have this be for the power room. So it'll be like that. Yeah. And then inside here, I want to also make sure that the temperature is being regulated really well. So I'm going to stick one of these temperature regulators right there on the wall. So as soon as we get this built, then all this stuff will start powering on. We'll start seeing the temperature get corrected. And then that will give me an idea of where I can place this, which I'll probably place it right along this wall here, just to kind of really firmly get it out of the way. Okay, so it looks like this thing actually wants me to come over more than I thought it did. That's fine. We're going to place it there. And then now these walls can actually just be removed. I can dismantle these and move and reposition them. Gives me a little bit more space in here, and then I can move this down. Okay, so with that stuff being fully positioned the way we're going to want it, we can then go in and get our other Hyperion drive on this side as well. So this one will be right there. And that will be 2. So far, the mass of our ship, it looks like it's just under 24. So far, just like 2,400. So almost 2,500 is probably what it's going to end up being. There's 2,458. Yeah, I think we're going to be to the point where we have to have 3 Hyperion drives in order to ensure that we can jump without any damage. That's going to be very expensive. It's a good thing I bought those tech blocks, yeah? If I do that, and then I slide this over as well. If I do that, then I might be able to fit one of these in there. Yes, although I'm not really sure what that red is. I think it's the storage that was here before. It's like blocking me, but that won't be there later. Maybe it's just the shuttle bay. Maybe the airlock is that wide. Is that how that works? Let me see. Edit, sketch. So it's there. I should be able to place that there. It's 5 wide. Should be able to place that cargo port here. It says no. Can't build here. Yeah, I think it's where that stuff was stored. I think that's we'll get that later. It's fine. But we can start getting this stuff now. If I want to take a look at my readings here, temperature wise, things are negative 30 degrees Celsius. It's pretty cold. Is it possible to get the pod hangers here? It is. Okay, so I can share walk space. That's good. We'll do that. So that's going to be 1 shuttle and 2 pods. And then I guess I can get a 3rd pod here. Maybe leave a walkway right here. But then I want another shuttle. So am I going to be able to get the other shuttle right here? It looks like it, yeah. So I can do another shuttle here and follow that up with another pod here. And that allows me to bring what I want to bring, which is 2 shuttles and 3 pods. A research room probably should be up in this area. We're basically locking this off. This whole thing here is getting locked off. And actually, I might need more room to do that. We're going to place one of these. This is a spacesuit door. And what this does is they can enter this, and as they come through here, they will put on their spacesuits if they need to. The idea behind this is that if there's a fire in this area, or a fire in this area, or something like going on with any of this industry, then these guys, when they're coming from the living quarters, they're going to put on their suits automatically when they enter in here. That's what I'm hoping to have done here. And I think I could probably just have it be on this side, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. We could have it be right there. This also keeps it completely separated from when it comes to like gas. So if there's a lot of smoke going through here, we're not going to have anything coming through here. This is all very sealed now. So I'm liking that. I kind of wanted it to be a little bit further down, but I'll take what I can get. In that though, if I cancel this move, can I place you? Yeah, I can place you here instead. That seems good. I have more room for a facility here if I want it. I can bring that up. I think I can actually put a door. Can I put a wall right behind the pods? Yeah, because I did it over here. So I could have a room. I'm thinking like a door there, and then I could have a room stops right here. Another room for something right here. I'm not sure what it would be because it's right next to the drives, but it could exist. And if it could exist, all I have to do is move this over. So I kind of feel like that's where I want to be now. Is we'll put this right here. It's very crowded, very narrow walkways. I'm gonna be all right with it. All right, so we have everything I've laid out so far is built aside from the ore processor, which takes 4 infra blocks and 2 tech blocks. I have that much, but I want to make sure I can get my living quarters done too. So I think this is essential, but yeah, we can maybe do it after a single trade, okay? So let's make sure everything else is good here. So first thing I want to do is I want to acknowledge that we've got an oxygen generator here and then the gas scrubber here. This is going to keep smoke and all that stuff done. I've also, because this is kind of an airlock, it's not letting things pass from one side to the other. I've also added a vent right here. And this is automatic. So if there's a lot of smoke here, this vent can close so that it can't leak in. But it's at least allowing us to have the spacesuits automatic while still allowing the air to flow through. And that means that this oxygen generator can then pass oxygen through to all these other things too. So it means that right now we actually have some oxygen being pumped into some of these rooms. Okay, that's very low still. I just built it, but it can at least not be 0. Okay, navigation stuff probably near the front of the ship. That makes a lot of sense, and we should probably go near the corner. So why don't I say navigation is there, and then we can place our operations console maybe this way. Let's say there would be okay. And if that's where that's going to be, we also have to deal with point defense turrets too. And actually, that's not a bad spot for this. We might do 2-point defense turrets here. Just 1, 2. It's somewhat in the middle of the ship, which is usually a good idea. So I actually kind of like that now. We can then leave it open. I don't need the extra doors. Yeah, why don't we do that? We'll have at least 1, 2. We could do something like that, and then let's pause this one. What do you cost me? You cost me a lot at the moment. Why don't we pause both of those? But at least we know where they are. And, you know, maybe there's a better use for this room, but I don't think so, because I want to make sure that I can have comfortable stuff for medical stuff and research stuff. That's all going to be here. So all this industry is completely separate from this area. So if I come over to where is, yeah, so there's a weapons console, and then there's a shields console. We'll probably have the shields one first. It doesn't tell me how big it is, but I'm going to assume that that's at least 3 wide. So let's go on to the assumption that we have another one. It might even be this wide. So let's maybe assume that there's another one right here that's going to be at least this big. So if we're doing that, I can also come down this way, but I want some facilities here. Like I want medical and stuff. So I think maybe we'll go 1. This is 1, 2, probably space 1, 2 space. So this could be the wall here. And in theory, this leaves us enough space for that. If I go 1 more out, we're going to be paused for a while here, right? I mean, this is important to set this up for the future too. 1, 2. I need a space to walk. So 1, 2, and then wall. So hypothetically, that's good for the shields console later. So if that's the case, where are people sleeping, right? Well, we could have bedrooms right here. Okay, so this is, I think, where we're going to go with this. I've got bedrooms along this side near the front of the ship. But we got this open area here where I can put windows and stuff and give them a good view. I can also place some tables in here, some couches and stuff, allowing them to hang out. Just a general hangout area that can help them with their mental health and all that. We then have a kitchen right here, which currently doesn't have the ingredients to work with it. And then, when we don't have the ingredients to work with this, we then have the algae dispenser here. And this is appropriately right next to the loo here, the WC, because we use our waste to create food product that we can then consume. It sucks. They hate it, but they'll eat it. And eventually, you know, they'll survive for a little while. But we want to have good food here. We want to have like the nuts, the root vegetables, the fruit, the artificial meat. I think those are the 4 things that are there. So we want to get that going. We have the navigation console and the operations console both built there. I'm going to need doors for that. So let's put a door there and there. We're going to have the bedrooms sort of closed off from the rest of everything else. I think this is not necessary, but I'm going to do it anyway because I like the aesthetics of it. That said, I don't need to spend the infra block on that door, though, because I may not have enough for that. And then we have all of this space here for our research and medical. Research is pretty important, but it's not more important than the hull stabilizer. Let's go ahead and get rid of that door as well. So we're going to start pulling back on some of the things here. And although if I don't have doors on each individual room, then I do need a door here. Otherwise, they're still way out in the open. So I think that door is needed right now. If nothing else, just to lock that down. And yeah, hull stabilizer. So I think I'll place that here. Let's move you temporarily, just set you over there. And then we go to system, hull stabilizer, and then we make that be right here as soon as they move it out of the way. Right here. It's fine. We are making more info blocks from this, and we should be getting pretty close to running out. We still have 3 more steel, though. Yeah, so we're fine. We have enough to make the infra blocks for that. I didn't quite overbuild yet. Yeah, there it is. So they can build this, and then we can commit the steel resources to this. So now what I want to do is start transferring stuff. Now that I have that, and I've got all these beds, and I've got pretty much everything I need for the essential infrastructure to make the ship work. So now, at this point, I want to start transferring. So what we're going to do is transfer resources to the Fedora. And we're going to say all resources. I think if I select all and then go like this, just so we don't bring the Energium over, because I want the facilities here to keep working. So let's go like that. And now we have just a logistical overload here, bringing stuff over here. And then from there, we want to also start mining the HSS Fedora. We're going to start mining there, and then we're going to also start mining the Hyperium. Now, what we want to do, though, for the mining, now that we have all of these, we need to bring over those pods so that they belong to this ship. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take Africa here, I think. And, well, unless they're going to use it. No, nobody's using it. Oh, yes, somebody is using it. Okay. We're going to take, let's see, builders, pawn, Shodan, biscuit. I like biscuit. So biscuit's coming with me. So we're going to take biscuit. We're going to say relocate. And biscuit is going to go right. Let's say the miner can be here. So we'll say the builders are here. So we'll accept that. And now biscuit belongs to this ship. And it will dock right here. All right. And then pawn. I think we can take pawn as well. That sounds fine. So we'll relocate pawn to here. Okay. And then our mining vessel is out doing mining stuff now. That's Dirty Devil. I like that. Like Dirt Devil. You know, like a vacuum cleaner. But in this case, it's like the Dirty Devil is going to pull in the ore. You get it. It's fine. It's a bad dad joke. It's all right. And then we have Africa, which I might rename this. Give me your names for shuttles and stuff down below. I might rename this. But if we relocate Africa now, this now belongs to this hangar. So now we have extra ships over here. And then what I want to do is I want to come over to my crew and I want to tell them that, hey, you can sleep over here now, right? This is your home ship now. Okay, and then the last parts of this ship then will just be research, will be this little nook right here. And we'll go in and get just the lights and stuff popped in here too. Good thing to have lights in here. Let's put it there, I guess. And then in this room, we want light also on this side, I suppose, for... Ooh, can I not do that? Oh, it takes up the same tile. I see. So you can only have one at a time. Okay, I want my bench there, so I guess we'll go here with it. My experiment bench will be in here. So you have a little tiny research nook right here, and then the medical will be right here. And then this is saying no path found because they can get in there and they can get in there. Why is there no path found? It's to this tile there. It's complaining about that specific tile. But that's... I guess I can move this. I can move this corner, I guess. We can duplicate it to here. We'll just put it there, and then we'll dismantle that one. I just don't want to have this visible for me like the rest of the playthrough. Otherwise, I don't really care about that tile, but I don't want that warning every day. Okay, I think it's time for everybody to now come on over and have this be your home. Final thing to do then in the building in this video then, and then we're gonna take off. I know that the first video maybe is, you know, less than you're hoping for because we're not like traveling space in the first video, but the whole process of building it up is still pretty fun for me. And then at the start of the second video, we'll be doing some traveling and stuff. And I would love to uninstall these things and take them with us, but it doesn't allow you to dismantle anything in the space. You can't dismantle anything. So you have to build your own. It's a little weird. I get it. It's for balancing reasons. There's no real lore reason, but like, you know, I could take a medical bed with me, right? No. All right, this is it. We are going to leave this system. We've got everything in place now that we can build. Our defensive system is kind of pending because we're waiting for tech blocks. Our ore processor is unfortunately still pending because we're waiting for tech blocks and infra blocks. To be fair, we don't have any more infra blocks now too. We're kind of out of everything. I have initiated a transfer with this station to transfer everything from this ship to the Fedora. And now that is almost done. There's only a little bit left. So we're just kind of waiting for that to happen. We've scrapped this ship completely. We've mined out the whole system. There's really no reason to stay here. We have a little bit of a hull stability issue, but it's enough to make a jump. So we're going to want to do that. So over here, you can usually see how much time there is for all various different things. And we want to switch this now to the Fedora so we can see accurate timing. So right now, we have enough oxygen to last us 7 days. Food can last for 12 days in our current state. We have a 55 mood, which is not great. We have people feeling pretty hungry and things, and so we want to do a little bit better with that, although they should be able to now eat the food that we have on board, but we're going to have to do better with that. We want to probably expand this area. I'm thinking, like, in the future, this is probably a growing area. Probably. We're going to want to get started with, like, botany and stuff pretty quick here, too. Once we get research and stuff up. Research... We're probably going to start with botany research so we can start getting these grow beds and stuff going. So we'll do that. We just need the research bed, the research desk, I mean, to be up before we get started with that. And then probably from there we go medical bed. That'll be pretty essential quickly, I think. Hopefully not, but yeah, maybe. And then I think from there we maybe go with advanced disassembly. I don't know if that's really necessary. Production speed going up by 5% isn't that big of a deal, but then we get to the assembler. I've gone through this. Like I've really, I know this game is a complicated game. So like before getting into this, I did a lot of reading and a lot of like looking at tooltips and stuff to try to figure out exactly where things are. So I don't know if this is a good design for a ship. If you're a veteran of this game and you're like, wow, this is a decent start for like someone who's never played before, then good. I guess I read enough information to make that happen. But again, we have lots of experience with games like this. So we're going to prepare a hyperdrive. That's going to force one of our dudes, or tell one of our dudes, looks like Peter. He's going to come over and get going with the nav system. While you're booting this up, it also disables leaving the ship. And it also calls other things that are outside and says, hey, come on back. And so as soon as we are ready to jump, it'll show that we're ready. Our mass is good because we have 3, so we shouldn't have any deal, like we haven't to worry about like, you know, ruining our ship or making damage or anything unnecessarily. And we have 11 hyper jumps worth of fuel. So we're pretty much ready to go. We go ahead and hit jump, and it is going to tell us here that we are going to abandon this station. It is reclaimable. We also have another builder that's safe in the hangar, and if we jump now, we are going to leave that builder behind. I don't have enough room for all 3 builders. I'm not going to get another builder pod. The only way I would be getting that is if I placed it right here. Is it worth doing that? I can't, right? I don't have any infra blocks. I mean, we just brought 1 over. So, like, I have 1. Is it worth getting that? I don't think it's worth it. Where's my airlock? Right here, pod hanger. So that's 2 infra blocks to build this. So I don't have enough. I don't have a way to do it anyway. So we're not doing it. So we're gonna go ahead and jump, and we're gonna go ahead and abandon them. Okay. So there we go. We are now out in space. Oh boy, the search for Eden. It's good to see a friendly face out here. I'm Sheridan, captain of the HSS Boxleitner. Boxleitner. Okay, I'm gonna call it Box. He's captain of the box and commander of the Haven Foundation's Exodus fleet. You folks just starting out? Oh, we are too. We're loaded with thousands of refugees from Earth in hypersleep, and our job is to find somewhere out there in space where they can make a fresh start. It ain't gonna be easy. As far as anyone can tell, human habitable planets are rarer than a hen's teeth. Okay, how far in the future is this? If you folks are interested, folks has survived thousands of years, apparently, you know? Like, I don't know how far in the future this is, but folks is still a thing. If you folks are interested, the fleet needs pathfinders. That's ships who scout ahead of us and find a way forward. If you'd rather strike out on your own, that's fine, but the pay is good, and you'd be doing something to give thousands of people hope for the future. If the pay is good. All right, let's take a look. So, would you be interested in becoming a new pathfinder? This is the main mission of the game. If you choose no, you will play a sandbox-style, make-your-own-adventure game. No, I actually like the idea of searching for Eden. Yeah, we'll accept the quest. Cool. Outstanding. So, the way being a Pathfinder normally works is we'd outfit you with a hyperspace beacon that lets the Exodus fleet come right to you. They're kind of expensive to build, though, and it happens that one of our Pathfinders recently quit after their ship got wrecked. You may as well just salvage their beacon and use that. Okay. So, your first official assignment is to track down the quitter. Last I heard, they crawled into a bottle at a leisure station not too far from where you are right now. They're out drinking somewhere. Gotcha. And they'll tell you where they left the ship and its beacon. Then all you have to do is recover the beacon and you'll be all set up. Okay, so search for Eden. This is the standard window, I guess, for missions. And it looks like we have mission rules. Standards. We cannot be at war, and we may not leave a sector if a mission objective is active and incomplete. Ooh. Okay. So once we enter that sector, we have to do it. So this is where it is. Talk to the person Soul Kane. And it looks like our location is the green dot, and we need to go to the yellow target. He's in the current system, though. Okay. And then we can choose a reward, either 4 prestige or 864 credits. I'm not sure how many credits is 864. I already have 59. I'm not sure if prestige is better. I'm going to go with the prestige. Man, I really want the money, though. Maybe we should go with... I don't know which one is better. I feel like prestige maybe opens up some doors for me. I'm going to try it. All right. So we'll go prestige. Now, it showed me a map, and it kind of showed that they were maybe over on this side in the current system. We zoom way out, like there's a lot going on here. We are here already, yeah. And there's the claimable ship and the dialect, so this is where we are. So I want to go here. Base metals, basic ore, exotic ore, and there's another explored derelict here. Now, if we were to go here, we might be able to get enough resources to get our ore machine operational. That'd be sick. Because then all this stuff can be mined. Because right now we can't mine it. And we have to go this way anyway, so let's just click it. And that opens up some additional locations for us. So, again, Energium is here. And then these 3 things, we won't be able to touch them until we get that ore thing up. And then we have another derelict there. So let's go here. There is a derelict here. And then, unfortunately, that's all there is, though. Without us having that up, this is all there is. I'm not sure I'm ready for another derelict here. We didn't get hit at all in the first one, but we have to make... We have to make the resources for it. I don't know about getting the tech blocks for that. Let's try it. We might get the tech blocks, we might not. So when we deploy the fleet in the sector, we can drag and drop this. Yep. Yeah, okay. We can drag and drop this, and it looks like we actually have a merchant from the Federation right here. We have 2 derelicts on this. Ooh. Android Collective, probably bots. And Android Collective, so probably bots. So I don't like fighting the robots with pistols. Because we're basically, like, for sure going to have some injuries. And it's like, really difficult. But we're going to go here and hope that these guys have tech blocks. Let's drop out. And no damage to our ship because we are ready to rock with it. Cool. Let's hail these guys and see if we can't get tech blocks. Okay, right there. So if I open up a new trade here, if I want all 3 of your tech blocks, what's it going to cost me, huh? It's going to cost me quite a bit, actually. Soft blocks. I do want some for that couch. But I don't need quite this many. And then... So we'll take that scrap, maybe this much. And then I don't want to give away too much of our food right away. Oh, wait. Oh, the Fedora has tech blocks. Wait a minute. Oh, I was looking. All right, I was looking at the other one. That's why I didn't think I had any. Why are these things not building then? Is it the infra blocks then? I have 11 tech blocks. So it's really the infra blocks that are in my way. And then the energy blocks are needed for these. Ooh, mistakes were made when I sold those, right? Okay, so instead of the tech blocks, which are way more expensive, let's get the infra blocks. Let's not sell our energy blocks because we need them. And instead, we can sell, again, yeah, the scrap. It's probably worth it to keep the scrap. I don't really want to sell my food. Darn it. I don't really want to sell anything I have here. Maybe the energy cells. We don't have an ability to really use these just yet. And I can get quite a bit for that if I... This is very close. Maybe we sell one set of root vegetables. I could maybe sell my fertilizer, but eventually I'm going to have a grow bed, so... But I need these infra blocks, especially to start research and stuff, so... I'm thinking I want to go even more aggressive here. Let's get rid of the soft blocks and the soft scrap. I just won't have the couch. It's fine. So that'll do it. And we'll get 6 infra blocks from there. Okay. And then over here, we can't touch any of these things. Oh, we can do the base metals, I guess. We just can't get the basic ore. But the base metals we can get. Okay, we'll prompt that to go get those. And then we have now 2 ships to go get. We've got this one over here. Our ACS Lightning Buzzard. Yeah, that's a bot ship. And then we've got this little one over here. We might start with the little one. See, now this sector has asteroids, okay? So we have an asteroid hazard here. These big old rocks here, they're just going to be casually floating by. And if they hit the ship, they're going to be doing damage. And that's going to take our hull stability down. So it also could breach. And then we have to patch things up. So that just creates a lot of complications. We want to build this, at least one of these, I think, probably as fast as we can to help mitigate that threat. So let's go ahead and get that done. Giant rocks like that can cause massive problems. Thankfully, our hull was a little bit strong there. But now we have at least some defense against it, provided somebody is sitting at the operations panel here. So there's that. Okay. So we have at least a means to shoot at it. And then I want to get this going too. We're just a little shy on the infra blocks here. But I think I want to turn that on. And if we can get that started, then we can mine the stuff that's in this sector. And then we don't have to worry about it. Because even if I don't use it, which I'd like to, but even if I don't use it, it still lets me sell it. Okay. So ore processor is online. I can now enable the mining of all of these things. Right? I think we're promising here. It's a little bit long of a video, but there's a lot of stuff to cover. In the next one, we got 2 derelicts to try to invade. We have some mining that's going to take place in the meantime. These guys are probably going to leave pretty soon. I don't know how long they stay, but probably going to leave pretty soon, so we won't have them available to trade with. So once we have these derelicts broken down, we get the scraps. We can hopefully maybe get some additional products here. Probably should set that up for this, right? So infra scrap. Let's say if you have less than 5, go ahead and do that. If any of the products are less than 5, yep. So if we have less than 5 infra blocks, we will process, right? Same thing with the rubble. We want to do that. And then the hull scrap, we want to do that. Tech scrap, we'll do that. And then energy scrap after that. So there we go. That's set up to at least work now. And then the ore, we don't have actual specific orders for that. It just processes all of the ore as it comes in. And then we've got that there. The one last thing I wanted to do is this storage. I want to set up some rules for this so they don't put things that don't matter in here. So like the biomatter, we could maybe get a different storage for that. But for now, what I want to do here is make sure that the food stuff, let's say all of these things, we're going to tell them to bring it here so that they bring that there. So anything that's related to the kitchen should go in this storage. And that way it's a very short walk for what we do there. Okay, cool. I could keep playing this forever. I really could. But I need to cut this into another video. It's just the way it works, guys. Come back for the next one. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.